He's so cute. I think he gets it.
My cousin went there too, like when it sounded all that. Because I want to go there. But that's what they're teaching out This Jackson.
cars broke down because I couldn't let it jump down and start pushing it. That was That's great. They climb up there. It's a ladder.
Oh my gosh, my feet were killing me. Walking like all the time. And then we still had to drive up. We had to walk all the way to our car.
There it is. The cell table. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Thank you.
Relay for life next weekend. Relay for life next weekend.
I can't go. That was graduation.
You look like you like fireworks. Here you go.
I like fireworks. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. It's a regular country. It's a lot. Or wait, is that an alpaca? No. One of the two. It's cute. You can't ride it, but it's cute. Look, we got stuff. Wow. Oh, strawberry.
Thank you very much. South Lyons East High School Choir under the direction of the wonderful Mr. Darryl Maddow, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I would like to ask those that are not veterans and those not in uniform to please remove your hats. Veterans, please join me by saluting the flag when the command is spoken. Detail. 10, hoot. Hand, salute.
Present arms.
Order, arms.
Order, arms.
Forward, rest.
Raise, rest.
Thank you, South Lyons East High School Choir and South Lyons Scouts. Thank you very much. Now, will you please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in the Pledge of Allegiance in honor of our veterans and those who have fallen before us. Ladies and gentlemen, present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At ease. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a speech prepared by Lieutenant Colonel McMahon, who is not able to make it here today. Please be seated. On behalf of VFW Commander John McMahon, Lieutenant Colonel of the United States Air Force, and American Legion Commander Jim Hamilton, Post Commander John Anderson, and dignitaries, I want to thank you, South Lyon area communities, for being here to observe the Memorial Day parade and ceremony. A day where we remember those who died in the service of this great nation. Your presence here today is a ray of hope. A hope that we do not forget our fallen comrades and the sacrifices that these people have made for us. Many Americans may not remember the significance of why we are gathered here today. Some may be enjoying fishing, hunting, or looking forward to a day of picnics, shopping, or other familiar events. However, this is the time when we are here to honor our veterans and our fallen comrades. If we have any veterans from the World War II era, please stand up at this time. Anybody from World War II? Anybody? Any veteran from the Korean conflict, please come forward and be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to ask all the Vietnam veterans to please stand up or raise your hand and be recognized. Let's go, Vietnam. Where you at? Vietnam! Thank you. Welcome home and thank you for your service, gentlemen. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, sir. Good. Thank you very much. Any veterans here from the Iraq conflict? Anybody? Just me. Okay, everybody from Afghanistan. Anybody from Afghanistan? Nobody. Okay, good enough. And any other hostile areas? Anybody who's ever served in the military, raise your hand. And we're going to honor everybody who served. There you go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Parades across the country have been canceled. Some due to a perceived inconvenience. Some have been canceled because there weren't enough veterans to participate. Some communities are ending the ceremonies and the tradition after countless years. And yet other communities simply cannot afford to sponsor parades and ceremonies the kind that we have. Some politicians and activist groups have also made this day of honor very difficult. They threaten to violate the solemn nature of this day with their own causes that have absolutely nothing to do with veterans of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, some Americans have put it in their mind that war is messy and bloody. And it is. It's very ugly business. But if we don't stand up for the ideals and the commitment and the Constitution of the United States of America, we are not going to have this anymore. So as you head out today, ladies and gentlemen, remember all those brave souls, because they are very brave souls. These men volunteered. These men were taken. They were taken. They didn't want to go, but they had to go. And they did what they had to do for their country. So today, although their names are written in stone, we should not forget their stories, their families, their loves, and their sacrifice. We, ladies and gentlemen, are the ray of hope that keeps their memories alive. It is all of you, all of us collectively, that keep these people in our minds, that keep their souls alive in another place. Today, I ask you to pray for the soldiers, the sailors, the airmen, the Marines, our Coast Guard heroes, Keep them in your thoughts and prayers this day. Ladies and gentlemen, those that are able to rise, please rise at this time. As long as two comrades survive, so long will the veterans of foreign wars and the American Legion render tribute to our heroic dead. Comrades, on this day forever dedicated to our heroic dead, we are assembled once again to express sincere respect for those lives given. This monument represents the resting place of many of our departed comrades. Some we know, most we don't. Wherever their body and comrade lies is a hallowed and holy ground. This is a hallowed and holy ground. This is the home of heroes. Our presence here is a solemn commemoration to all of them and to the devotion to their duty and to their courage and patriotism. By their services on land, on sea, and on air, they have made us their debtors, for the flag of our nation still flies over a land of free people. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would like to introduce our chaplain for today's ceremony. From our South Lyon Masonic Lodge, 319, the chaplain, worshipful brother, Chuck Platter. Chuck, please step forward, please.
Thank you. Please bow your heads and pray with me. Heavenly Father, on this day of remembrance, for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms, which we enjoy every day, we humbly ask you to comfort the families of our fallen troops. We ask for your unique blessings to fill their homes. We pray your peace, provision, hope, and strength will fill their lives. Please hold our servicemen and women in your strong arms. Cover them and their families with your sheltering grace and your presence as they stand in the gap for our protection. May the members of our armed forces be supplied with courage to face each day. May they trust in your mighty power to accomplish each task. Let our military brothers and sisters feel our love and support. Amen.
Thank you very much, Chaplain, worshipful brother, Chuck Platter, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, now I have a very, very special treat. We have a man we all love and we respect. Our mayor is here with us today. Mayor Daniel Peltier is right here, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, everybody. It is an honor and a privilege to be here and have the chance to speak to you all today. Memorial Day weekend is our one weekend a year where we as Americans reflect on the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice to provide us with the freedoms we often take for granted. We owe these fallen heroes a large debt of gratitude for making this country what it is today, a beacon of freedom and democracy unmatched anywhere else in the free world. In preparation to speak to you all today, I caught myself brainstorming on what kind of message I could share with you to honor these fallen heroes. In 1961, in the midst of the Cold War, our 35th president, John F. Kennedy, stated to us, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." I'm not asking you all to leave here today and enlist by any means, but I am going to ask you that maybe we spend a little less time deep in our cell phones and maybe a little more time waving to our neighbors. I'm asking that we all try to be a little bit of a better American every day in our community. Let's try and smile at some people and hold the door open for somebody. Let's exercise the core American values these veterans laid down their lives for. In closing today, I would again like to thank all of you for being here on this sacred American holiday. I want to thank the American Legion, the VFW, Dana Johnston, who's been part of this parade for 40 years. That's incredible. Thank you to everyone that has made it made this happen today. Thank you all. I hope you all have a great Memorial Day, and God bless America. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Mayor, give a big round of applause. Don't forget him on Election Day. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce some very special people from the Phillips Funeral Home. These folks are outstanding in what they do for the veterans and the community in general. At this time, I'd like to introduce Andrea Phillips, Matt Scheffler, and Eric Wallace from Phillips Funeral Home. Joining them are the Girl Scouts from South Lyon and their leaders. This is in remembrance of those veterans we have lost last year. Sir?
Phillips Funeral Home is honored to be a part of today's Memorial Day ceremony. Today, we honor and remember 56 local veterans that have passed away in the last year. 56 local soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. It is our hope that the families of our local veterans will find peace and comfort, knowing that we gather here today to honor and remember their loved one. We also remember the countless number of veterans that have gone before them, the thousands of brave men and women that have served our country to make it what it is today. And the veterans we honor today now belong to an elite group of men and women that will forever have American flags marking their graves to signify their sacrifice, their call to duty, their service to our country. And though a day such as today may bring sadness and tears, the families of our local veterans should take solace in the fact that we, as citizens of this town and of this country, are deeply grateful for them and will forever be proud of them. We will now read the names of our departed veterans. As each name is read, the memorial bell will be tolled in their memory.
William Amrine, Jack Badalamenti, Ronald Berna, Romeo Bernard, Louis Bluen, Robert Bond, John Kadnick, Robert Cassidy, James Coates, Charles Combs, Russell Cody, Herbert Crandall, Wayne Crosado, Bobby Dildine, Raymond Everett, Joseph Fletcher Sr., Robert Folk, Martin Groner, Charles Harmon, Robert Imhoff, Glenn Jackson, Richard Carahan, John Cathan, Gordon Kivas Jr., Robert Kretlin, Darrell Lane, William Lee, Ron Bennett, Luke Little Jr., James Lynch, Keith Morgan, Robert Melrooney, Sylvester Morosky, Tommy Napier, Harold Neimer Jr., Charles Page, Richard Parr, Edmund Purdy, Tommy Ray, Norman Robinson, James Rudd, Raymond Shepard, Bernard Solis, Robert Schwartz, Charles Sweeney III, Carol Teets, Roger Trevis, Russell Turner, Frank Urban, Anthony Veely, Charles Williams, Ralph Wright, Beverly Winings, Herbert Van Vliet, Richard Pranger, Robert Rakowski, Thomas Eves, and Harvey Waddell.
Again, it has been an honor for Phillips Funeral Home to be a part of today's service. To our local veterans that we have remembered today and to their families, we say to you on this occasion, not only will we always remember you, not only will we always be grateful to you, but always you will be in our hearts and you will be in our prayers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Phillips Funeral Home. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like the officers of Post 1224 and American Legion Post 338 to take your wreaths and stand by. At this time, I would like the K-9 unit to assemble in front of the statue, please. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will now pay our respects to our departed comrades. In doing so, we offer a solemn tribute to all our comrades wherever they may be. Would all veterans who are physically able to, please join me in a half circle in front of the monument. All the veterans that are physically able to, come around the monument, please. You guys start marching this way. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Hannah Bread K-9 salute Patrol will join in a salute to our veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we're going to honor our veterans by placing the wreath. Will the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts please pick up your flower and present it to the statue, please. Come on, you guys. The flowers that are laid before the statue represent purity, honor, and commitment. They are being placed by the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts of South Lyon. Thank you very much. K-9 unit, stand by. Hammerbridge, K-9 Salute Patrol, you are dismissed. Veterans, you are now dismissed. Thank you for your service. I want to thank the Hannah-Britt K-9 Salute Patrol for sharing their salute to the fallen. Ladies and gentlemen, the K-9 Patrol, one good round for these people. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Republic for which it stands, our friends, brothers, and sisters, comrades have enlisted and served our country. That's why we are assembled here today, to honor their duty. As you look at our flag, remember the white signifies purity and innocence, red, hardiness and valor, and blue, the color of vigilance and perseverance and justice. Our brothers and sisters, we honor you and your sacrifice today as we have for 150 years. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, keep there, present, pause! Comrades, in the silent land beyond, wherever your mortal remains may rest, these solemn services we hold in tribute to you. I would like to share with you the words of the American poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow from his poem Decoration Day. Sleep, comrades, sleep and rest. On this field of the grounded arms, where foes no more molest, nor centuries shot alarms. Ye have slept on the ground before, and started to your feet at the cannon's sudden roar, or the drum's redoubling beat. But in this camp of death, no sound you slumber breaks. Here is no fevered breath, no wound that bleeds and aches. All is repose and peace. Untrampled lies the sod, the shouts of battle cease. It is the truce of God. Rest, comrades, rest and sleep. The thoughts of men shall be as sentinels to the keep. Your rest from danger free, your silent tents of green we deck with fragrant flowers. Yours has the suffering been, the memory shall be ours. Ladies and gentlemen, you will soon hear 3 volleys of the rifle firing. This comes from an old battlefield custom when 2 warring sides would cease hostilities to clear their dead from the battlefield. And the firing of 3 volleys meant that the dead had been properly cared for and the side was ready to resume the battle. We will now render the traditional rifle salute to our comrades. Detail Company Commander!
Yep.
Take command! Take command of your unit and discharge the orders of the day!
DT. Take aim. Fire! Fire! Fire!
And now we hear taps.
Present arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to call on our distinguished leader of our Boy Scouts, the Honorable Mr. Larry Ledbetter, United States Marine Corps retired.
Thank you very much. Well, that is our flag, the American flag, Old Glory. She waves proudly in this sun. Now, when a flag has been worn and torn and becomes the wind and the rain and the sun have its way with the fabric that is our flag, it becomes tattered and needs to be retired. To properly do that, it's to be done with dignity, not just thrown into a trash bin. So the Boy Scouts and the VFW and many of the veterans groups have the function of incinerating these flags in an honorable way. And we're going to do that at the VFW Hall today. There is a box where flags could be donated for that purpose. If you have an old flag and you want it to be properly retired, you bring it to the VFW Hall and put it in the box. And people like me will retrieve the flags and we will get them retired properly. So we're going to be doing that today. If you have any flags you want taken care of today, we'll collect them from you, or you can come and take part in the ceremonies. We have a ceremony. There are hundreds of ceremonies that can be done, but we have just a few that we'll be doing today. Because it is such a hot day, we won't do the hundreds of flags. We'll do maybe a couple of dozen, but we'd like you to please come out and enjoy that with us and see how we do the ceremonies. So thank you very much.
This man has been committed to the Boy Scouts for a long time. Come and see him. Thank him for his service to the community, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you please. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time,
Yeah, Larry.
I'd like to remember those who have made the sacrifice, shed blood in places all over the world. We now present songs composed for each branch of the military service. Veterans, as your branch is called, I invite you to stand up and be recognized for your selfless service to duty. Hit it. High Schools. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Wonderfully done. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to call Jim Hamilton from the American Legion to help us close our ceremony. Jim?
This was big. My son put this together for me, so I think it's very appropriate. On this day, we are blessed to stand on this hallowed ground, to remember those that served in our country and gave their life in defense of our country and the defense of all mankind. The flag that flies above your head is a constant reminder to all Americans that the freedom we enjoy should never be taken for granted, and the sacrifice should always be remembered. God bless America and God bless our troops.
Thank you very much. much, Post Commander. Ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping this up. But before we go, I would like to give a sincere thank you to Dana Johnston for over 40 years of organizing this parade. He's not here right now because he's over there working on the parade. This lady has done selfless duty to this community. Again, another star in our neighborhood that should be recognized. If you have an opportunity to see Dana, make sure you say, thank you, Dana Johnston. Next, we are now, on behalf of myself, the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign War, the American Legion, I want to thank everybody for having come today and honoring our fallen. Once again, I would like to thank Mr. Kevin Court and the directors from the South, and Matt Smith from the South, I'm sorry, Matt, from the South Line High School. All right, that's about it. Ladies, please hand, big hand for the band. Please. Big hand for the band. Big hand for the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for the Girl Scouts. A big hand for Philip Schuderholm. Ladies and gentlemen, Philip Schuderholm. And most of all, most importantly, my friends, our fellow veterans. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And happy Memorial Day. Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you at this time to the Veterans of Foreign War. We're kitty corner from the Wendy's, right on Pontiac Trail. We got free food and drinks. Come on by and meet the veteran. Have a good time at the VFW. The Chief will be there. That's right. Thank you, Chief. Good to see you.